Here's our learning goal. I can show and identify equivalent
fractions.
Touch your nose if you know what equivalent means. What does equivalent mean?
Equal.
You got it. I can show and identify equal fractions. Rate yourself and show me under your chin. Are you at a 1? With help, I can do it. Are you at a 2? You're still working on defining numerator, defining denominator, defining equivalent, defining fraction, and draw and write basic fractions. Or are you at a 3? I can show and identify equivalent fractions. Some of you might be at a 4. Remember, to be at a 4, you actually have to teach, and you have to be answering questions in math. You need to be able to work through, not just show me a fraction, but actually talk through. Why do we break up a fraction? Thank you for showing me right under your chin. Our 2 vocabulary words are greater than and less than. We've used these before with whole numbers. Today, we're just using them with fractions, so it's a little different. You may grab your packets, your blue packets. We are in column 1, that first column far to the left. After you get the first column, you may stand up. I'm trying to look for those fingers as you're counting by 7s.
7, 14, 21. See what I can do. 28, 35, 42. Easier than ABC. 49, 56, 63. 70 is next, there's more. 77, 84. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. Counting 7 is such fun. 7, 14, 21. Come and see what I can do. 28, 35, 42. Easier than ABC. 49, 56, 63. 70 is next, there's more. 77, 84. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my name. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. That was good, that was fun. Now let's do it one more time. Counting 7 is such fun. 7, 14, 21. Come and see what I can do. 28, 35, 42. Easier than ABC. 49, 56, 63. 70 is next, there's more. 77, 84. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. 7 is my name. Counting 7 is my game. That was good, that was fun. Now let's try it all streamline. 7, 14, 21. 28, 35, 42. 49, 56, 63. 70. 77, 84. Count your 7s out the door. 7, 14, 21. 28, 35, 42. 49, 56, 63. 70. 77, 84. Count your 7s out the door.
Nice work, 3rd graders. To those of you that stood up afterwards, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Raise your hand if you were counting with your fingers. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. I get to give points away to people who are counting with their fingers. I have a question. If you can count on your fingers, then what else can you do? You can count by 7s. If you can count by 7s, then what else can you do? Yes, Julio?
You can multiply by 7.
You can multiply by 7s. When we say 7, 14, 21, what is 7 times 3?
21.
You got it. Would you get the lights coming in? You may get out your fluency folders. We're with diagonal partners today. Diagonal partners today, we'll put 2 minutes on the board. You're going to be in our movement to compare fractions, page 273. There, 273.
Just make sure we're helping each other.
Thank you. With your quad, so with your group of 4, I would like you to answer these 4 questions on the board. I will read them to you, then I'll give you some time to quad talk. What do fraction bars on this page show? How is each fraction bar like the others? How is each fraction bar different from the others? And finally, what patterns do you notice in the fraction bars? Third graders, before I let you go, what are you doing with your quad? Dagmaria? Discussing, yep, 1 through 4. When your quad is done, to show me that, as a quad you may stand up and stand quietly. Julio is standing quietly. Nice work, Julio. We have one more time to get to stand up. You may sit down. Nice work, third graders. How is each fraction bar like the others? 4.
They all have the same length.
They all have the same length. Can you show me agree or disagree? Did you guys say that? Agree or disagree? I think our group said that. We talked about how they're all the same length. Look at them. How is each fraction bar different? Melissa.
The different fractions.
They are all different fractions. Good observation. 1 1s, 1 half, 1 third, 1 fourth, 1 fifth, 1 sixth, 1 seventh, 1 eighth. So well, how are each fraction bars different? Yeah, 1 half is different than 1 sixth. Nice work. And our last one is, what patterns do you notice in our fraction bar? What patterns do you notice in our fraction bar? Vivi? They're all divided. I do see a pattern in division, yeah. What pattern do you see, Kat?
That one only has 1 box.
Mm-hmm.
2 has 2.
Oh,
3 has 3.
yep,
4 has 4.
yep.
5 has 5. 6 has 6.
Exactly. That denominator number tells me how many divided up. 1 1s, only 1 box. 2 or 1 half, there's going to be 2 boxes, 1 out of the 2 boxes. 3 thirds, there's going to be 3 boxes. 4 fourths, there's going to be 4 boxes. What do you notice about the boxes? As the denominator gets higher, what happens to the boxes? They get
Shorter.
yeah, shorter or smaller. I'm going to say that one more time. As that denominator gets bigger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what happens to the fraction bar? All those division pieces get smaller. They do get smaller. Jacob?
That they all go into one hole.
They all go into one hole. Third graders, we all kind of answered number 1. Describe 2 patterns you see in the fraction bar. Oh, Eli.
It goes 1, 3, 5, 7. And if you just give 2, 4, 6, 8, and it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. And so it kept going into 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Oh, we could keep going? You're right. Look at every other fraction. So look at this 2. I can split it in half, Can I split 1/3 in half equally? Nope. Can I split 1/4 in half equally? What about 1/5? Nope. 1/6? Yep. 1/7? Nope. 1/8? Yep. You can write this, you can put this into words. Remember, you're at a 4 if you can math talk or if you can write about it. So here's the art question. Describe 2 patterns that you notice. The first pattern that I think is pretty important, as the denominator gets bigger, the boxes actually get smaller. You can copy my answer if you'd like. As the denominator, or the bottom number, as the denominator gets bigger, boxes get smaller. For example, 1/8, that box is way smaller than 1/1's. But it says describe 2 patterns. I gave you 1 pattern. Cat. Oh, I see a pattern. The numerator in every fraction bar is 1. You got it. My favorite way to work with fractions is with food. So I have a chocolate chip granola bar. And think, would you rather have 1/2 of this, or would you want 1/8 of a granola bar? Would you rather have 1/2 of a granola bar or 1/8 of a granola bar? You can talk with your quad when you're done writing. You would rather have 1 whole, 1 out of 1?
You said 1/2. So you can't change your answer.
That's 1/8, because what if you're about to I have 1/8 and then share with my friends. Save it for each day. If I save it for 8 days. I do it for 100. If I didn't like it, I would just move it.
Joanna, would you want 1/2 or 1/8? 1/2, why is that? It's bigger. Come on up, get your half.
Does everybody get one?
Dagmari, would you want 1/8 or 1/2?
1/2.
1/2, why do you want 1/2?
Bigger.
1/2 is bigger than 1/8. Let me write it. 1/2 and 1/8. So you're saying 1/2 is bigger than 1/8?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Come on up. Now I have a peanut butter chocolate chip bar. Would you rather have 1/7 or 1/5? Would you rather have 1/7 or 1/5? Talk with your partners.
1/7.
1/7? You not like granola bars? Look at 1/7 and look at 1/5. You want 1/5 now? Why? Julio, would you like 1/7 or 1/5?
1/5.
Why is that?
Because 1/7 is smaller than 1/5.
You're right. Look at our fraction bar. Do you want this much of a granola bar or do you want this much of a granola bar? You just get a little bit more in 1/5. I'm gonna cut these up. 1, 2. I only have to do 4 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 5 equal pieces. Now I have 5 equal pieces. Come on up with your 1/5. Would you want 1/7 or 1/5? Cat? 1. So I can say 1/7 is less than 1/5. Everyone chose 1/5. So think about when you're doing greater than less than, we're going to want to eat the smaller denominator. And you may do number 6 on your own. If I give you the okay, you can turn your page. Do number 4 on your own. Okay.